I'm so excited to talk to you about email marketing, sitting in front of my own computer. Now, I have been doing email marketing since I was 16 years old in Nashville, Tennessee, when you used to leave a piece of paper at your gig stand and ask people to sign up on your email list in exchange for a sticker or a free song or a free CD even. The number one goal has always been to get somebody's contact information. Why is that? Because when you have a list in business, it is an asset, and you actually can make way more money in your business because of how many more people are on your email list. The right email marketing strategy can 2x and even 10x and 100x your business. And if you're ever looking to sell your business one day, it is a business asset. So look, if you don't know the rules about it though, your business is truly doomed. You'll be caught in the hamster wheel hustle on social media. And what if you ever get locked out of a social media account? You wouldn't even have an email list of customers and prospects to tap into. So if you're ready to multiply your revenue using email marketing, you absolutely have to follow a few of these things. Number one is build an email list. Let's keep it basic. Just like I talked about being a musician and having a piece of paper at the table, it can be like that. You've probably been to stores where people say, hey, would you like to sign up on our email list? But online, my friend, you've got to get a little bit more creative because everybody's used to these ads nowadays. So the first thing you need to have is a really delicious, yummy, free gift or free offer. Okay, so that means you're giving somebody something really delicious in exchange for their name, email, and phone number. If you're an e-commerce store, a lot of times you'll see on these sites, it's like a coupon code pops up, right? Like, hey, give us your cell, we'll text you and you'll get 10% off your first thing. And then if it's something like you are a coach or consultant, maybe you give them a free checklist. Like let's say you're in the health field, it would be like, hey, don't eat these 7 things if you want to lose belly fat this week. And people are like, oh my goodness, I need that, right? So that's number one, is having a really good, clear, free offer. And then number 2 is having an amazing landing page so that people can then grab that free offer. If your landing page is all over the place and it looks like a thrift store, one, you're not going to attract people who would then have money to buy your paid offer later. And number 2, they're probably just not going to download it. So you do need to make sure that that landing page, that opt-in page, is designed well. And I do have trainings on this. Number 3 is you need to post about it on your social media marketing about 1 out of every 5 or 6 posts, okay? So if you looked at like your Instagram feed, for example, and you saw 6 posts, 1 of those better be telling people about your free gift, okay? And number 4, once you've tested this all organically, organic means not paid for it, and you see it's already converting, then you can start to run ads to it and start to A/B test that landing page, that name of your free offer, okay? So this is the number 1 first step that we go through. And while building your email list, it's very important to stay on track with your daily marketing, because as we talked about, you should also be posting about this. But if you're a coach and you're not sure about which actions to take each day to move you closer to those 6, 7, and 8 figures, click the first link in my bio to get my free marketing calendar checklist, and I reveal 3 secret ways to book out your coaching business in less than 30 days and in less than 30 minutes a day. So the number 2 big thing you need to be doing to grow that email list and to help increase retention as well as conversion for your email marketing is to nurture your list. So as a mother, we know that when you want to nurture a baby, you're like, you're so cute, you're adorable, I love you. But you're also feeding them, you're clothing them, you're watering them, you're nurturing your child. Your email list needs to feel like you love them. Nurture comes from love. You only nurture humans that you truly love and care for because it does take your time. It's not just another chore. It's something that you should look forward to doing, to communicating with your people, those people that you love, those people paying your bills, okay? Have you ever been in a relationship with somebody and maybe they pull some strings on the love, right? So they're kind of like, yeah, I'll do that for you if, but is that love? So I'm gonna encourage you, there's a great book, just side note, it's called The Go-Giver by Bob Burg. It's one of my favorite for marketing and sales because it just talks about loving people and giving from this place of value. So part of the nurturing is 1, underneath nurturing your email list here is building that relationship, which is what I just talked about on a deep level, where you really care for these people, you really visualize them. You know, you've hopefully done your ICA, you've ideal client avatar, you know who you're talking to. But even if all that seems even a little muddy and you're still getting going, if you just show people love and you talk about things on this email list that you would be interested in, it's gonna go really far. And I actually got my master's degree in new media marketing, and part of it was studying journalism. And the thing that I loved about studying journalism was that a journalist's job is to be objective subjective, meaning they're supposed to give you the news without you knowing their opinion. So a great way of also sharing really good content through social media, and in this case, email marketing, is to give really good content that's not even subjective. So yes, we have to build the relationship piece, and yes, you should have an opinion. But what's really cool is when you can share news that's in your niche, that's positive, and it's valuable. And this releases also the fact that you don't have to be the one coming up with all this information. You can go use other sites. You can search what's going on in the tech world, what's going on with iPhones, with MacBook Pros, whatever your niche is. Mine are all in those areas. You can go search that, right? So the number 3 thing, a part of nurturing your list, is making sure that your brand is clear in every single email, okay? Point number 4, so I'm going to combine these two. So that was having your brand clear. There are text emails, meaning it's only text, but you should be putting out at least one newsletter a week that's got like your face and your name brand on the header. And then even the footer should have links to the other things that you sell and offer. But the point of that is that you need to position yourself as a real brand. You know, when I take clients through my Automate to Dominate course, I give them newsletter templates because one of the fastest ways to solidify and position yourself online is a good looking luxury brand. If you've got the text there, if you've got your professional photos there, even if you've only got 30 people on that email list or however many your number is, you can show up and be proud of you, okay? If you aim at nothing, you get nothing. So you must decide that you're going to have that looking good. And then point number 4 is having about 2 to 3 emails every single week. One does need to be that newsletter. I like to send that out on Tuesdays. It's a super value-driven newsletter. We usually include the video trainings that we did the prior week. And then on Wednesdays or Thursdays, we schedule out more of a really short kind of call to action post to see if anybody interested is buying something. I train on my 4 most popular emails in my Automate to Dominate course, which I'm sure you can click through and find that on the links. Then our third and final thing that you need to be doing with your email list is sell through email. Now here's the deal. Please, just like social media, if everything though was selling, nobody's going to buy. It's equivalent to the person, you walk into a cute store and there's a new girl who comes up to you and she's just like, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? You're like, what I want is to walk away or you to give me my space, right? You do need to have sales, but there's a way to do it without being salesy in their face, okay? So I'm gonna give you my 3 favorite ways of doing it. Number 1 is making sure that every email only has one call to action. Exceptions would be if you're doing an end of your sale and you're like listing a few different links. But even then, I would say don't do that. Just do one call to action. So if you've led with the email, you've told a story about your life, you've shared an insightful story that helps them, brings them value, is entertaining, is helpful, is educational. But once you've done that, is having a quick call to action, like something like, hey, if you were interested in learning how to create these automated email sequences with the click of a button, you can click on the link in my description. How I did that, but you would put that into an email. Okay, so number 2 would be having, this is my favorite way, by the way, have an automated 7-part or 30-part email sequence when people sign up on the free offer. So back to number 1 about having that delicious free offer and a really good landing page. What I like to do is have 7 days up to a whole 30 days of automated emails going out, and it's truly just value. For example, one of the ones that I send out is called 30 Things I Wish I Knew When I Started in Business. So it starts by saying, hey, here's your free calendar checklist. Hey, here's your free freedom planner. See what I mean? They're going to get this automated email. But then it's like, hey, be on the lookout for the next 7 days. I'm going to be giving you my top business tips. Wish I knew when I started in business. Just value. And it's like day 1, finances. Day 2, but here's what's going on. In these automated emails, starting about day 4 to 7, I'm going to then say, hey, if you're interested in joining a full sold out course, it's only $97, only to you right now, click here. So it's where you can start to drip it in. I like the full 30 days. Yes, it takes time and you don't have to start there. You could just make your first email. I don't want to discourage anybody. I teach people just make that first offer, make that first email, do a follow-up email, even just having those 2 first emails. But rather than just relying on those weekly emails, which are sent out to your whole list, you're going to do that each week or you can schedule them out. Having an automated 7-day and 30-part email sequence where these new leads are getting that automated connecting thing with you is amazing. It builds that value. It builds that trust. Those are my 2 favorite ways to sell through email. But before we go, I do want to tell you some things that don't work for your emails. Okay, one is buying an email list. I really don't do that. I know people do that. That can potentially work if you're placing ads and doing a lookalike audience, which we're not really talking about in this video, but don't do that for this email. The second thing is copying others in their voice. You can definitely check out templates. I give my clients templates, but I always say, make it personal. I actually make it a Mad Lib style where it says like, tell a story here. The third thing that I do not like is AI. If you want to check it like Grammarly and check it for grammar, but the problem with AI and email and even social media posting that I have seen is it takes away the human element and everybody starts to sound the same. Most people have this mass like cattle call kind of mentality, but what you really want to do is be yourself. And if yourself means that maybe you talk a certain way, type that certain way. Please keep your voice. That's what makes you an artist. You know, coming from the music business has helped me because the people that I grew up loving and still love, and when I find a new artist is a true artist, we know Prince, we know Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin. Why do they stand out apart from all the millions and millions of other people posting music? Because they're true artists. And I want to encourage you that your voice truly matters. Never outsource your voice. I've worked with clients for years and I did used to write people's emails and their posts for them and I had great success with it. I worked with celebrities. I helped take their followers from like 200K to 1 million without ads, everything because of the way I post, the way I write. So I understand that I have a gifting for writing and communicating, but there's lots of people who do. And the thing that I realized was that I was never going to do that for other people again. I would teach people, but because it's your voice. And the same way if somebody asked you to be on a TED Talk or somebody asked you on Good Morning America, would you send somebody who looks like you or would you want to be there, flaws and all, because it's you and no one can replace you. So even if you follow all these steps in this list, but your offer isn't juicy enough, even the best email strategy won't work. So you might get great engagement, but it won't convert to a sale. So I shared over here the one thing you need to attract high-end customers and charge 2 to 3 times or more per deal. And you can watch that right there. And don't forget to grab your free gifts in the description. Let's take a stand for being your unique, authentic self, providing amazing value via emails and going and winning the day online and offline.